Photographer. A photographer is someone who captures moments in time through the lens of a camera. Their job is to take pictures that tell a story, evoke emotions, or simply record an event. Photographers work in many different fields, such as fashion, nature, weddings, and journalism. They use their skills to create images that can last a lifetime. Photography is more than just taking pictures. It involves understanding light, angles, and composition. A good photographer knows how to use light to make their subject look its best. Whether it is the natural light from the sun or artificial light from a studio, lighting is key to creating a great photograph. Photographers also need to understand composition. Composition refers to how objects are arranged in a photo. A well-composed picture is balanced and draws the viewer's eye to the main subject. Photographers think carefully about where to place their subject and what to include in the background. They may use techniques like the rule of thirds, which divides the image into 9 equal parts and helps position the subject in a visually appealing way. One of the main tools a photographer uses is a camera. Cameras come in many different types, from simple point-and-shoot models to professional digital cameras with advanced features. Most professional photographers use digital single-lens reflex (DSLR) cameras, which allow them to control settings like shutter speed, aperture, and focus. These settings affect how the final image looks, such as how bright or sharp it is. Photographers often carry a variety of equipment, including different lenses, tripods, and lighting gear. Lenses are important because they allow the photographer to capture different kinds of shots. For example, a wide-angle lens is great for landscapes, while a zoom lens is useful for photographing faraway subjects. Tripods help keep the camera steady, especially when taking long exposure shots or working in low light. Photographers must also be skilled at editing photos. After a photo shoot, they often spend time reviewing their images and selecting the best ones. Editing software such as Adobe Photoshop or Lightroom allows photographers to enhance their images. They can adjust the colors, remove unwanted objects, and sharpen the details. Editing is a key part of the process, and it helps turn a good photo into a great one. The job of a photographer can vary depending on their specialty. Some photographers focus on portrait photography, which involves taking pictures of people. Portrait photographers need to make their subjects feel comfortable and relaxed so that their natural expressions come through. They may take photos in a studio or at an outdoor location. Wedding photographers are hired to capture one of the most important days in a couple's life. They need to be skilled at taking both posed and candid shots. Weddings are fast-paced events, so wedding photographers must be quick and adaptable. They need to capture all the special moments, from the couple's first kiss to the cutting of the cake. Nature photographers, on the other hand, spend their time outdoors, capturing landscapes, animals, and plants. They often have to be patient, waiting for the perfect moment when the light is just right or an animal appears in the frame. Nature photographers may travel to remote locations to take pictures of rare animals or breathtaking scenery. Photojournalists are photographers who work in the news industry. Their job is to capture images that tell the story of current events. They may cover everything from political protests to natural disasters. Photojournalists often work in challenging and sometimes dangerous conditions, but their images can have a big impact on how people understand the news. Sports photographers capture the excitement and action of sporting events. They must have quick reflexes to capture fast-moving athletes and plays. Sports photographers often use long lenses to zoom in on the action from a distance. Timing is everything in sports photography, as missing the key moment can mean losing the best shot. Photographers also need good communication skills. Whether they are working with clients, models, or other professionals, they need to explain their ideas and listen to what others want. For example, a portrait photographer might need to discuss with a client what kind of mood or style they want in their photos. Being able to communicate clearly helps ensure that the final product meets the client's expectations. Being a photographer can be physically demanding. Photographers often need to carry heavy equipment, stand for long periods, or travel to different locations. Nature photographers may have to hike through difficult terrain to reach the perfect spot for a shot. Event photographers might spend many hours on their feet, capturing every moment of a long wedding or sports event. Photographers also need to be creative. Every photo tells a story, and a good photographer finds new ways to tell that story through their images. Creativity helps photographers stand out in a competitive field and allows them to develop their own unique style. Some photographers use unusual angles or lighting techniques to create dramatic effects. In addition to creativity, photographers must have strong technical skills. They need to understand how their camera works and how to adjust the settings to get the best results. They also need to stay updated on the latest technology and software used in photography. As digital cameras and editing tools continue to improve, photographers must keep learning to stay competitive. Many photographers work as freelancers, which means they are self-employed and work on a project-by-project basis. Freelance photographers have the freedom to choose their own clients and set their own schedules. However, they also need to be good at managing their business. This includes marketing their services, handling contracts, and keeping track of their finances. For photographers who work in a studio or for a company, the schedule is often more regular. They may work a typical 9 to 5 job, but they might still have to work weekends or evenings, especially if they are photographing events. Some photographers are employed by magazines, newspapers, or advertising agencies, where they work on specific assignments. Photographers can find work in many different industries. Some work in fashion, taking pictures of models for magazines or advertisements. Others work in marketing, creating images for brands and products. Photographers are also needed in fields like education, real estate, and healthcare. Wherever images are needed, there is work for a photographer. In conclusion, the job of a photographer is both challenging and rewarding. Photographers get to capture moments that can be remembered forever. Their work requires a mix of technical skills, creativity, and communication. Whether working at a wedding, in a studio, or out in nature, photographers play an important role in how we see the world. Their images tell stories, preserve memories, and bring beauty to everyday life.